How's it going, guys? We are here on episode number 3, Seat Time with Chuy and Oscar. This time around, we got some really cool stuff to talk about, some badass trucks, and lots of fabrication, lots of things. We want to thank our sponsors, Futbolera out of Wenatchee. If you guys could play soccer this spring, make sure to hit him up, give him a call. He has got everything for you guys there. He's got shoes, soccer shoes, he's got jerseys, and he's got some really good deals. And for you guys that love to carne asada, las chelas, tequila, and all that, make sure to hit up Supermex here on 20th Avenue in Pasco. So you guys can get all your stuff for your carne asada. What's up, Oscar? How was your weekend? You ready for another show? What's going on?
Not a whole lot. Good weekend. We've been kind of quiet. We're just hanging out at the house, doing the family thing. Cars are slow since we're in the middle of the winter. So, no, but just hanging out, enjoying the time at home, and kind of the slow time of the season. I guess we just have to work a little more. But besides that, that's about it. I mean, we have a lot of things to talk about today. I mean, we got to kind of look over the schedule, see what's coming up. You and I were talking about a couple of days ago, and we were only talking about, 2 months before we get things started? Less than 2 months?
ATV Wars is March 21st, so it's actually coming up pretty quick.
Yeah.
So you guys be getting ready for that.
It's going to be a little cold, isn't it?
We'll be fine. Spring's here, so there's no worries. We can.
You know what? We'll take it, even if it's cold. We're from the Pacific Northwest. We know how to bundle up and stuff. So
yeah. So for you guys that are racing at DTP ATV Wars, make sure to hit us up. Send us a picture of what you're going to be racing, racers, ATVs, quads, side-by-sides, 4x4 trucks. Anybody that wants to race, send us a picture. We're going to start posting them tomorrow, so we can start posting those people who are going to be racing there. And then we got March 28th. We got a car show at the Columbia Park here in Kennewick. We're going to start doing the sign-ups here pretty soon as well. And don't forget West Coast Shootout April 4th. Pre-registration's already open for those as well on the vote. We're going to be posting some links. And yeah, when we're ready, we're going to be posting categories for the car shows, the truck shows. Truck Wars is going to be pretty badass this year, like always. It's been a good time. It's been an event that's been growing and growing. This year we expect it to be pretty big and a lot of fun. We have some pretty good live music, pretty cool burnout pit like always, so you guys can get those tires and do some burnouts out there. And we're ready, Oscar.
A lot of stuff. So let me ask you this. So ATV Wars. What do we have? We have four-wheelers, side-by-sides, which is your racers, your Can-Ams, that kind of stuff, right? Yeah. So what about trucks and 4x4s? Those we have.
Everybody, Jeeps, bring them over. Anybody that's off-road, if you want to bring a car and bring it out there, you can bring it too, but it might get stuck, But we'll have a road course. We're going to be moving the road course, new design. So as you guys saw last year, this year is going to be a little different. We're going to make a little, maybe extra bumps and make it a little more interesting for you guys, a little more challenging. And then we have drag racing as well. So
we're doing the mud pit again, right?
And a mud pit, of course. Okay. Actually, we're thinking about doing 2 mud pits. A mud pit for big trucks, like a really big one, and then we're looking to do one for like Can-Ams and racers and all that. So a little less big, but it's still be fun. Yep.
All right.
But it'll still be good.
So for anything that is ATV, all-terrain vehicles, cars, trucks, SUVs. You have it has 4-wheel drive. You bring it over. Actually, last time they had a 2-wheel drive pickup in there.
Yeah, they did. Well, cheers. I'm a little thirsty here.
What is it? Oh, I'm glad. I didn't want to get sick. I mean, the whole coronavirus going on right now.
We're drinking modelos. We don't want the coronavirus right now.
Better be safe than sorry. But anyway, so when is that event again? The ATV Wars.
ATV Wars will be March 21st. Save
March
the date.
21st.
Like I said, I just posted earlier that you can start signing up already. So send us a picture.
Yep.
And we're gonna start posting them tomorrow.
Let us know wherever you have out there. So we'll have the drags too. Did we talk about the drags or not?
Yeah, we did.
Okay, so we'll have the drags for and with classes. So we'll have that going on. A lot of fun, something new for us.
Yep.
Last year we had 2 events, very successful events, and everybody loved it. So we'll have them again, probably 3 or 4 events this year. After that, we move into the car show, right on the Columbia Park, and that's actually our biggest car show that we have for the year.
Really big.
It's the first one of the area, first event, and that one is a very diverse show. We have trucks, we have lowriders, we have race cars, we have domestics, we have imports, and we have some Ferrari showing up.
We
have
all kinds of exotics.
And I know I said race cars. Believe me, they have race cars showed up. Last time
we had a trophy for our best race car as well.
Yep, we have. I know we had a Civic all-wheel drive, all stripped out that he races, a buddy of ours, and then we have the Camaro, 3/4 done, but he showed up there with his turbo setup, used to show it off. So if you think that we don't have a spot for you, we do. So it doesn't matter what you have, as long as it's on wheels and has a motor or is meant to have a motor, we'll be there. So make sure you hit us up with that. It's the biggest event. Last time we had to shut it down. It was so big we couldn't fit any more cars.
We're hosting it on the big grass area this time. Yep. So hopefully there's not that much snow and then we don't have to move it out to the concrete. But yeah, we're ready for that show. It's going to be good.
Yeah, more details to come over, but stay tuned and make sure you follow the event page so you know about the changes and everything coming up.
And now you're probably wondering, what are we doing here with some trucks in the back? Well, this show, we got Rico from Rico's Garage, and we got Izzy here from Team Billet. It's a cut. Some of you guys get your haircuts with him. I do. And
obviously, I don't. It looks like I need a haircut.
Yeah, we need to take him there.
I did show up, and he kind of was looking at me a little funny. And I have all these highlights and stuff. It's a little bit of a different look for me, but if it doesn't work out, guess what? I can always cut it off. So we'll see.
So we're going to bring him in so they can talk to us a little bit about the trucks, the builds, what they do and everything. So come on over, guys.
All right. Let's bring him in. So what's going on?
Sorry,
how's it going? Come on in, guys. Have a seat. Right in the middle.
Damn.
So let's get cozy.
Let's get in. Should have brought a big blanket, man.
Yeah, it's not cold.
Hey, you know what?
Should have brought my poncho.
I'm going to bundle up. Rico, I don't know how you're doing. I mean, I know you showed up the big guns out there, but
it's my favorite.
I gotta bundle up. So, anyways, so why don't we get started? First of all, let's introduce you guys yourself. Let them know who you are, what are you doing here, and then after that, we had a bunch of things that we want to talk to you guys about. Some questions. So, Rico, why don't you introduce yourself? Let them know who you are and what you do.
My name's Ricardo, and it's I own Rico's Garage. I build trucks, I guess. I don't know.
So for those of you guys that don't know, you see Rico's all over the place. Well, we have Rico here in the house today, So
this is Rico.
Now you can put our face below and everything.
Yeah, I stay behind all that stuff. I just post the trucks, Not trying to sell the face, trying to sell the truck.
Yeah.
You know what? But funny story, and this is true. Chuy does most of the PR for us, right? So Rico showed up with the two other guys on a pickup, and they said, "Hey, we have a booth." It was Truck Wars. Hey, we have a booth inside. So I'm like, "All right, who are you guys?" We're Rico. I'm like, "All right, where's Rico?" He's like, "I'm here." Like, oh,
yeah,
you're good. So it's just because
I stay behind a lot.
And then that was the first time I met you at Truck Wars because I've always seen Rico stuff, trucks, builds, and everything. And then that day at Truck Wars, I'm like, okay, Rico, now I know who we're talking to.
I knew you were coming because I gotta find out who's coming in, right? But since I never met you before, I don't know who it was. I'm like, all right, where's Rico? And then like, I'm right here. I'm like, oh, cool, come on in. But all right, so that's Rico. We have tons of questions for you about your shop, what you've been doing, and I know you have a lot of experience and you've been involved with some high-end stuff as far as cars go, but we'll get that in a minute. So what are you doing here? Who are you?
My name's Izzy. I'm here. I'm the owner of the brown truck, and got invited through Rico because, Rico was sponsored for this, and he's bringing all the trucks in to show you guys the builds and all that, so we're going to be talking more about it, but we'll see how. So
Rico built this one for you?
Yeah, Rico built my truck. He built the black one.
And then another one we couldn't fit in here.
There's another one we couldn't fit in.
We're going to show you guys some pictures, before we leave. We're going to interiors and how the trucks look so you guys can see them. We're trying to fit like 20 trucks in here, but we couldn't.
It's a little too tight.
Just a little. But
all right. So why don't we get going? So, again, talking to Rico a little bit and kind of getting to know him. Some of you guys ask, well, what does Rico has to do on seat time with we're more geared towards racing stuff, but we are geared to anything car related, right? But I was talking to Rico, and he does have a lot of experience with hot rods. That's where you started, correct?
Yeah, so I come from the hot rod industry. So I've been like 8 years now. I'm going to be 9 probably. So what I did is I worked at a shop in Outlook Outlook, Washington, and we build in pretty much a lot of high-end hot rods is what we would call it, especially around here. There's not a lot of shops that focus on hot rods. There's a lot, but not that do good quality of work.
That specialize in that.
Yeah, and that's kind of what the last shop I was at, Rockets, they specialized in chassis fab and metalwork.
And you do a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, right? And so the thing is, most people won't really know what metalwork is, and honestly, it'll mystify most people. But to actually look into it, there's a lot of there's a lot of detail that goes into those hot rods that are like you see on like TVs and stuff like that. So that's the kind of stuff that isn't that impressive, because the actual impressive cars you don't really see on TV, like Riddler cars, Amber cars. They're famous, but like little shops are the ones that are doing like the badass cars that only the people that are in the industry really can recognize and appreciate. Yeah.
I seen you were at SEMA this last time, right?
Yeah.
Was there any of the work that you did or you helped work with? Was out
No,
there?
I purely went out there just to go.
Just to go check it out.
It's my second time going, and it's cool. It's good to like know the people you're buying stuff from. It's kind of one of those deals. You go to SEMA not so much for the cars, you go more for like the communication with people.
Vendors.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The people that go there for the cars are not really
In party.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those deals, and it's cool.
I think that's mostly you and me.
Yeah.
and
we will do some of that stuff.
There's nothing wrong with that, and everyone likes to party, but it's just kind of one of those things. It's nice to put a face to someone when you do business with them, and that's kind of where cool. I went for. Not so much, the cars and stuff. It's the same thing almost.
But I saw something. Was it last week or the week before? That you were with a real nice wagon. That you
we
built,
went.
Right?
So the last shop I worked at, I helped build. It's a '55 Ford wagon. It's a concept car, and it took, I think it was like 7 years or 8 years now. So it was a long process, and it was great to go. And my old boss invited me, and I was like, yeah, I'm down to go. So I had the opportunity to go to probably one of the best hot rod shows around, the Grand National Roadster Show. And, it was a fun experience and, fun to be around great cars.
Oh, yeah.
So,
really nice cars.
So that's one of the reasons we wanted to show off Rico here a little bit, because we're mainstream racing, right? But Rico, his realm of expertise, they encounter quite a bit. So he does anywhere from chassis work to metal work, actually engine work. So he does a lot of that stuff. So that's the reason he's here, because we wanted to make sure we expose him not only to the truck scene, because the reason he's doing a lot of the truck scene is we were saying, right? It's a niche and it's working out right now and it's growing real big. But just to be clear, you're well trained and a lot of experience. Yeah. He's a pretty young guy. I said, how old are you? You have to be 40 to have all the experience. And no, I just started working really young.
Just really young.
Yeah. But just to let you guys know, Rico has a lot of experience. And for anybody that has out there any needs for any classic cars, any hot rods, he's the guy to do it. Not a whole lot of people around this area can do the quality work he can do. Yeah. So if you guys have any questions, anything like that, hit him up on social media. We'll have his info here too. But he's the man when it comes to, like I said, quality work on restorations, hot rods, any of that kind of stuff. He does that.
And then you can see some of his work at truck wars, at our shows. You're gonna see some of these trucks, and man, they've done a really good job. This truck back here, he has everything in the back with painted and everything. You see his truck, how it's come evolving. When the first side over there, the truck was in Freda. Now he has big ass wheels now, and So what size of wheels you got right now?
Right now I got 26 by 9 up front, 26 by 12 in the back, reverse slip.
Yeah. And then this one, what size of wheels is this one?
It's 28 by 9s in the front, and then 28 by 12s in the rear.
You remember when 20s were cool? Back in back in the day? 20s were spinners. It wasn't just 20s. So
when I was in college, my car had 18-inch wheels, and I thought I was that coolest thing.
Now they're saying all these numbers of wheels. You're just like, damn. Yeah.
Now
way behind.
Now 18-inch wheels, not even a spare tire no more.
Yeah.
Those were my workmen, I think.
Yeah, on that particular truck, you can't fit anything besides, like, if you're lucky, a 22. The brakes on it are 16-inch, which are freaking huge for anyone that knows brakes.
We're going to talk about your truck quite a bit, Izzy, but now since you brought that in, so obviously that's not a stock brake system for that, because I can see perforated and caliper stuff. What do we have on that truck?
So on this black truck particularly, it has Willwood brakes. Anyone that knows anything race car.
Hold on. What kind of brakes?
Willwood. So
I
like
told you we had
anyone,
some racing stuff in
yeah.
there.
So anyone that knows anything is what wood brakes. Yeah, they obviously they're performance
Yep.
oriented.
Yeah, highly.
So it might not seem like it, but there's a lot of performance stuff in both these trucks, Izzy's trucks as well. You know, it's used as differently. We use it as differently from race cars, but it's just as much.
Yeah, I mean, you need something to stop the big wheel. You know?
Yeah.
Well, that's true, but how big is that rotor? I mean,
That's a 16-inch rotor, and then it has a 6-piston caliper on it. So race car stuff. It's
that's
race
a lot
car
of
stuff.
stopping power.
Yeah, it's stop.
Can that truck move?
Yeah, it can move.
All right.
It,
So,
it
It can
drives.
stop too.
Yeah.
we can
You
stop.
can stop and you
Needs
go.
to stop.
All right, Izzy. So let's jump into your way. So take us to your belt a little bit and let us know what Rico is involved in and kind of what you have on your truck.
How you guys started with trucks, or,
Yeah.
or where do you when on the car stuff? Where do you start? You start with trucks. You start with the car. Where do you your love for?
You probably start with a Honda.
Yeah, when I started,
I
no,
tell you, son. Everybody
nah,
starts
when I
with a
started,
Honda.
I had a Cadillac. I had a 1992 Cadillac. It was the first car I bought, but you know it was cheap. That's why I bought it. I was in high school, and then, well, fuck, I'm gonna buy whatever I
Did
can
it have some
afford.
wire wheels in it or what?
It had some wire
Yeah,
wheels.
yeah.
Do you buy it for my grandma?
Probably, yeah. No, I had that one, but I was in high school at the time, and then, I mean, I didn't have, income for me to pay for
you're
gas
high
and drive every day, so I ended up selling that one. I bought a Honda, and then from there, I had an Integra, it's a Honda Acura, same thing.
Same.
And from there, I sold it, and well, I had an Acura my whole high school year until I got out.
Did you race it, or there anything modifications to the Acura, or you just had it just to daily drive it?
I did modifications, but nothing fast, just like looks, that's it. But it's because it was my daily, I needed a reliable car to get to school and everything.
We can all relate to that.
Yeah, and then getting out of high school is when I got the truck, which I graduated 2016.
Why you get a truck? What made you get a truck? Like, I just wanna.
I've always liked trucks. My dad had a truck, and I always liked them too. And then my buddy had a truck actually in high school in his senior year, and he let me drive it, during the time, and I was like, fuck, I want to get a truck too. They're badass, they feel badass. You can't compare a truck to a Honda,
Yeah, it's a whole different thing.
And it's like, fuck,
Honda's a lot better.
And I'm like,
You actually never had a Honda.
one day, I'm gonna get one. And then I graduated, and then a couple months later, it was like December of 2016, I got this one. And then, fuck, from there, it just kept going. I was like, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that.
You got a used or new?
I got it new. I'm the first owner.
Brand new. So this is one owner right here.
Yeah, one owner. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And then the first time I put wheels on it, there were replicas. There were some GMC replicas, and it was cool, because I was barely learning about the truck scene as I was going.
What do you mean by a replica?
Like they make a bigger size rim. Like you got a factory wheel, and it's if it's off a GMC, then it's a GMC rim, right?
So it looks just like it, just bigger.
Yeah, just bigger.
Like the
purpose?
old school
It look
linings,
better, or
they have like the wheel they
yeah,
had that will make
well,
it bigger.
It does look better, but it just yeah, just to go bigger, less tire. And then after that, I ended up buying some 22 billets from some friend in Cali. And then that's when
Charlie?
No, I got them from some guy named Edgar.
Edgar.
Yeah, Edgar. Yeah, he was pretty cool. Went there. I hit him up on a Sunday, and I was like, hey, save me those wheels. I'll go down there like on the weekend,
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I don't know. He's like, because he wanted to sell them quick. And I was like, you know what? I'll go right now. I called up one of my buddies, and I was like, hey, you down to go? He's like, yeah, let's go. And we left that same night. We got there the next day, and I picked them up, came back. And after that, it took me like a couple months to fit them, because obviously you can't fit those wheels on them.
Yeah.
How big were you?
They're 22. They're the 22 by 12 in the back and 22 by 9 in the front.
And they wouldn't fit on the stock truck?
Nah, the front's will, but the back's won't.
So the thing is, a lot of people don't understand the measurement of wheels. You have back spacing, and there's a lot like offsets and stuff like that. So the thing I use is the back spacing. The least amount of back spacing, the bigger the lip. It's the simplest way to put it. But then you have like a 1.5 inch back spacing, which is what Izzy's truck has. That gives it about like a 10-inch lip, I think.
Yeah, 10-inch lip.
So if you put that on a stock truck, it's gonna feel like a dually.
It's gonna look like
like
a little frog and shit.
There's no way to fit it. So at that point, you
I
gotta.
think I seen a truck like that with a bed where it was kind of bigger. Have
Yeah,
you guys seen those?
it's 4x4 guys do that, you know, and that's the look for 4x4.
We had one at Ifreda Truck Wars.
Yeah, that's where I saw it.
Oh yeah.
I thought it was
With the dually bed?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
that
know
was
what you're doing.
yeah, with the Dodge.
Yeah, short bed, dual drive, dually bed. It took me a minute to figure it out
So-
what's going on with it.
Yeah, so that's one way to get around it, but to keep the stock bed, you got to narrow the rear end. But narrowing the rear end follows another thing. Now you got to either go to a 4-link or 3-link, depending how wide the wheel is. So there's a lot. It's just not just one thing.
Pretty much, you're gonna start spending a bunch of more money.
Yeah, that's the biggest deal.
Yeah, you gotta go to framework, from framework to tub work.
Yeah, so you can try to get rid of one thing, but then you're gonna run into another problem, and then another problem.
Okay. So what do you got on this one right now?
What do like?
You got framework on this one too, don't
Oh,
you?
Yeah. I got a 3-link framework. It's all done by Rico. It's all designed by Rico.
How you met Rico?
Well, I met Rico through one of my clients. I was cutting his hair, and he's like, well, he was talking to me about trucks, and he's like, oh, I have a bag. What year was it?
F100, a 67.
Yeah, he had F100 67. He was telling me about it. I was like, oh, that's cool. You know who does your work? And he told me, oh, Rico, and I never heard of him in my life.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? I was like, I'm gonna look into it a little bit. And my truck, it wasn't on these type of wheels at the time. And then I was like, oh well, fuck, I'm gonna hit him up. And I hit up Rico, but he was working.
I was still working at Rocket.
Yeah, he was still working there at the time, and you know he didn't really have much time
Yeah,
on
so I
his
was
hands.
building another F100.
You hadn't gone full time yet.
I hadn't
he
gone
wasn't
full-time
full-time.
yet, and I was actually building a Pro Street F100. So I built, like I said, if you on my Instagram, I have before I started doing like these airbags trucks, I built like actual Pro Street trucks, like freaking drag rails in the back. You know, I built headers all from the front to the back, 2.25 inch headers to 3.5 inch, all stainless exhaust. You know, like 4-link with coilovers. So, like, my background is kind of diverse, but right now what's big is air ride.
Yeah,
And we're starting to see a lot more, you know. I remember when we first started Truck Wars, I don't think on the first Truck Wars nobody had billets or nothing. Oh, Rico did. The other Rico, Jose Rico showed up.
Yeah,
He was one of the first ones that...
the red truck.
And then the truck from I can't remember his name out of Seattle. Danny, I believe. He brought the Blazer. He brought an S10, and even his tow truck was on airbags. But I know he has a lot of work. So.
Yeah.
Was it that
And
black
then-
one? It was black, no?
Yeah, was it a Blazer or a Type? It was SUV looking, and that's the one that he had on magazines and stuff like that. But I know he's active on the west side. He does a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and as you see now, you know, there's more builds, there's more trucks. I mean, it's definitely the last 4 years it's changed a lot. Just like everything, you know, it's like when we started race wars, cars were slow at first. Not slow, but they were at certain speed. And they got faster, and then as the years went by, faster and faster and faster. It's the same thing with the trucks, you know,
Just
they're not
keeping
getting
up
faster,
with
but
it.
they're just getting
No.
more modified,
No.
bigger wheels, just everything. So, you know, now we're seeing there's a lot of nice trucks out here in the Northwest. You know, we're putting them on the map. Pretty much. In Oregon, you got Juan and those guys from Timbera as well, and then it's growing out here too.
Yeah.
So going back to this one, so you say you have a 3-link suspension on it?
Yeah, 3-link suspension, airbags, which on air ride, on airlift. And then it got the front work done to it, which is like new control arms and lower control arm, and with the back setup.
In the front end, is there any custom work? Or
Yeah,
everything is-
it's all custom. So the front end kit, one of my friends builds it from Endless Fab. So what it does, most people, like I said, there's a lot that's involved into doing a truck. Most people think you just throw bags on it, you can align the thing.
Yeah.
If you actually look at this truck, air down, it's not all cambered in like a stock truck would be. So that being because of the controller setup. So there's a lot of, like the controllers have to move up. All the suspension actually has to move up so that it could accommodate for that. You know, so the track width on this is narrowed. It's narrowed an inch. It's narrowed 2 inches. But to run these big brakes, they use a hub spacer so that it doesn't hit the lower ball joint. So all that stuff's made by Little Shop, and the brake.
Where's that at?
I think California.
California.
Little Shop, they're big. They
Yeah,
make
they're pretty
they
big.
make bitchin' ass stuff.
Bought the brakes off of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the brakes are from Little Shop. because Willwood doesn't actually make a 16-16 6 piston all the way around. They make a 16. They make 16. I think it's 14 in the rear, and then 4 piston in the rear with 6 piston in the front. So Little Shop actually makes the kit to adapt it so it looks even.
Yep.
Both the calipers and all that.
Just
stuff.
balance.
Yeah. So, this track was narrowed so that it can turn when it's aired down. That it drives down the road. You could align it better. Goes to a bump steer kit. There's a lot more that's involved than actually just looking at the truck.
Yeah. You can imagine.
And most of us, we looked at it and you can't tell.
So who has airbags? It just drops it up and down. Let's say you don't know all the actual working.
Back in the day, the drop them and the wheels would be.
Yeah, they'd be all cambered in.
Yeah, and now they all drop
straight.
Symmetrically. Yeah.
Yep.
So
I was just wondering. So we talk about all this stuff. How expensive is it? Is it pretty expensive? You're like,
it's pretty expensive, but there's budget builds and there's high end builds.
Yeah.
So just for an example, the brakes. So just people get an idea. Just the brakes alone. How much are the brakes alone?
They're worth around a lot. I'm just gonna leave it at that. If someone wants to do some research, they can. But a few
$1,000.
That's. Yeah, it's in that. It's up more.
I know how much they are. I'm not gonna say it, but I know.
If someone really wants to look into it, they can. Everything's available.
They're expensive.
They're expensive.
Just like anything, when you start building something to race or show
exactly
anything,
like race cars.
Right,
how much does a turbo cost?
Yeah.
You don't want to ask
how fast you want to go.
Yeah, exactly. Or how much you got into that motor.
Yeah.
You don't.
It's the same thing, but like we're the type of people that put it into looks. Not into the motor. I mean, I like going fast too, but I prefer looks,
Yeah. So it just everything varies. Depends how someone wants to spend their money. And like Izzy said, everyone has a budget.
Yeah.
And
I had a budget.
Yeah. And
you did?
Oh yeah.
They're the budget.
Doesn't seem like
God,
it.
what kind of budget you have?
Doesn't seem like it.
You compare
wheels and everything.
They're nicely built, but like everything has a budget.
Yeah. That's for sure.
I was gonna say a budget.
I have a budget.
I don't have a budget because I don't have one at all.
We can help. We can fix that. You can just get a truck. We can fix that.
So moving back to the back of the truck. So I was noticing when I was looking at this truck, it's open. I mean, yours is closed.
Yeah, mine's all closed.
Yeah, but this one is open. So the whole frame.
Yeah.
I mean, you chopped it up and.
Yeah. So.
What do you do to the frames?
There's a story behind that truck, but that's a long story.
Okay. Different show.
Yeah, that's for a different show.
Part 2.
So pretty much on the black truck, it was easier to start over as opposed to fix what was there.
Okay.
That's the simplest way to put it.
So, but I seen you've been announcing that you have this inserts for it or something.
Yeah.
Like that. I mean,
So this one, okay. So this truck, like I said, this one was it helped design some stuff that I make. Like I make certain. It's like an adapter for the frame rails that narrow the track width so it can go over to a mandrel bent rail. So a mandrel bent rail it's like a square tubing that's bent all at once, and it keeps its form because it's bent in a machine that pretty much puts a die inside of it, so it keeps it from distorting.
Right.
So it keeps that form all the way around. Whereas when you have, like on some other trucks, you'll see that same square tubing cut.
Yeah.
Because you can't bend it.
That's what I seen there, where they cut in angles and they just kind of form it.
Yeah.
This one right here,
This is
just
a
one
smooth
big
bend.
piece, right?
Yeah. So that's because of how it was bent, and the frame rails were actually made by Art Morrison. But I had to design how much we needed.
The bend and the
Yeah, kind of like that. So I make a kit that pretty much adapts that so you can run mandrel bent rails, and it narrows the width of it. So the same thing. So that the back of this truck was narrowed, I think 4 inches, and then to fit the wheels and the brakes, and then it has a custom fuel cell. It has aeromotive. So this truck, if it really wanted to, it could run 800 horse. The pump supported just fine. And that's kind of like the race thing. Aeromotive, real big stuff. And I like their stuff, but it's expensive, and it is race car stuff. This truck really doesn't need it, but it has it.
Yeah.
Because
just in case.
Yeah.
Wakes up one day, be like, you know what? I want to have so much power.
Hey,
I'll do something.
it wasn't the budget, so
Yeah, kind of one of those things.
It was the budget.
So.
All right. No, good to hear. So that's the stuff we don't see because here in the Northwest, you don't see as many trucks as this one, do you?
No.
We're starting to.
Yeah, I mean, we actually had a showing. We've had a couple shows, 2, 3. How many shows?
Where?
A few in Cali.
Yeah.
A few shows in Cali, and you see a lot more. Not everything, because like I said, everything has a budget. Not everybody can do it, and some people choose not to. I mean, people try to do more of a daily drive.
Yeah.
I mean, this one's truck you probably wouldn't want to. You could, I'm
You
assuming,
could.
but you probably don't want to drive them because you don't drive yours daily, do you?
I wish I could. I don't, but I want to. But it's scary because somebody can hit you and boom, there goes all your money.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
You know,
That's
that's
the
most.
not that he can. It's just you know,
Yeah.
if you take it out, what's gonna happen? So.
Yeah, I'm sure the insurance is not gonna like that a whole lot.
No, it's like hot rods too. Once the car's done, they take them to shows. It like anything. It just depends. If you can build a lot of trucks, then it's fine. You can daily
You
drive.
can build a lot of trucks.
Some race trucks and some show trucks. Somewhere that
Well,
we,
yeah, you
somewhere
don't
that
see
we know.
race cars all the time.
Yeah.
Have you seen the growth on this kind of category around here in the Pacific Northwest? Have you seen more
It's
of that?
starting to grow. Yeah, it's going. I don't know how long, but it's going.
That's another question I wanted to ask you guys. Do you guys think all this truck thing is a trend, or you think something here to stay for a long, long time?
Well, Cali and Texas, they've been doing it for a while, and they're going hard. Like these trucks are pretty hard, but like trucks down there, they're a whole different level. If I'm fortunate enough to build a truck like in Cali, like bodied and all that, shit. That's a different deal. This right now, these trucks right now, and I guess in the valley, I guess you would say.
I say in the Northwest.
The north, I don't know about that, but the
I mean,
valley, I'd agree with the
these
valley.
These types of trucks, though.
Exactly.
Because we go to shows in Seattle, we go to shows in Oregon, we go to shows. In all the Northwest, and honestly,
Yeah.
I can count with these two hands how many trucks are built like this.
Yeah.
You in Oregon, you got a couple over there, and then you got Austin's truck, and you got these trucks.
So you have very few. The few that you do have,
Yeah.
and then Juan's trucks, they were built out of California. So there's not a lot, there's not a lot of people building them out here.
Yeah.
There's very few, and I hope it stays for a long time, but...
I personally it is, I feel like it's barely getting started here in the Northwest, honestly.
I feel like the more people see it, the longer it'll stay. If people don't bring it out no more, nobody's gonna see it, and nobody's gonna want to do it.
Everybody wants to be troqueando right now, cuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're trying to troquear.
Yeah.
I feel like the more people see it, the more people want to do it.
It's just it takes.
It's like when I
that's what's
see
hot right now.
Yeah, it's like when I see a fast car, I'm like, fuck, I want a fast car, But,
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm the same way. I see a fast car and I want it, but I also know stay in my lane.
yeah,
I'm trying to go fast.
that shit gets expensive.
Yeah, that's expensive.
Especially
car
start blowing
guys-
out motors and everything.
Or transmissions.
No, with
There you
racing, I know that you got to know you're going to break something.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah,
Always.
that's a guarantee. You always see people out there that they're real bummed because they're broke, but guess what? That's a guarantee.
You're
You're gonna break
That
sooner
happened
or
to me a
later.
few times.
You're gonna break sooner
I
or
was
later.
always trying to get my car ready for race wars. I was never ready. The first years, every time we're gonna do a supercharger, we're gonna do a pour and polish head, send the head to California. I was gonna be here for race wars. Nope, didn't get here in time.
Or 2 weeks later, he'll blow it up and he'll be like,
Yeah,
It's
it's just.
They
The
ain't
first,
gonna make it.
first years when we started, that was always my story. It was like, car's not gonna be ready again, and it was only once a year back then. So all year you look forward to that day, So the day will get there and you're like, from the
broken.
sidelines.
Yeah.
So
cool. So this right here, which one has the most work? This one, or the one outside?
This black one.
This black one right here.
Yeah.
And how long? When do you build this one?
It took about a year to
Really?
build. Yeah.
Is that like a constant work or put on hold for a while?
It was kind of like jumping between this truck, the red truck, kind of jumping around. But
They were all in there at the same time.
Yeah, they were all kind of
Yeah.
in at the same time. Izzy's truck was done first.
how will you pick what you're gonna work on one day? You'll be like,
It
that one today.
was kind of like a waiting game, honestly. Izzy's truck, we waited because of shocks. I don't know how long we waited for
Yeah,
shocks.
we got the shocks. They took forever to get here, and they were the wrong ones. We
And
gotta
then
send them back.
Send them back, and
the
then getting
story.
them. And and that's another, these trucks have Fox shocks. They don't need them, they have them.
Yeah.
Fox shocks are,
I saw that when we were looking at that. I'm like, Fox, isn't that like off-road stuff?
yeah, it's off-road, it's some nice stuff. It's nice stuff. That's what I'm saying.
It's that ride quality, you know.
Yeah.
How does it drive on the streets?
It drives good for having, you know, the big size wheel with the skinny tire. It drives good. Drives
Yeah.
really good.
What's the tire size on these things?
25? I think it's
They don't have much of a sidewall. I mean,
they're rubber bands.
Do you even have tires?
It's like
Shoot.
they don't have much of a sidewall. So, and that's the style. I mean, personally, I would like a little more tire because I'll probably drive the heck out of them. So I would like a little more tire. But
tire. You know, bigger
tire looks
better
good.
quality ride. But that's kind of one of those things. Overall height of the wheel is the biggest. We're trying to fight.
Yeah.
Because the taller the wheel, the less you can go lower, I guess is the best way to put it. You know, you're fighting overall height. Most people consider the rim like, oh, I have a 22, can I be this low? 22
you
doesn't
gotta
matter.
include the tire.
Yeah, it's the overall height of the tire. If it's a 34-inch tall tire, we gotta accommodate for that. That's the biggest thing. Everyone's always worried about the rim size. It's honestly.
I got 14s in my work, man. Cool.
You could have 14
Or 13s, I think.
Yeah, you could have a 13 with like a big tire and it be bigger
I
than
carry
some
stuff in there,
24s.
so I gotta have it. And talking about work, man, I want to introduce our sponsors again. Futbolera from Wenatchee. You know, they got everything soccer right there. Goalkeeper gloves, soccer balls, shoes.
They're loaded.
I mean, they're loaded. You go in there, it's like a shopping mall of soccer just in one place. Futbolera there in Wenatchee. Francisco tells us we're sponsoring this show. So make sure to give him a call. You know, we're going to be sharing all his stuff. He always has a bunch of jerseys on sale. So you guys can get some jerseys, get your soccer on, lose some weight, do some exercise out there. But if you don't want to lose weight and then you want to go have something different, you want to hit up Supermex, another one of our sponsors, where they have the best carne asada around. They have some beers, they got tequila, they got produce, they got groceries, everything there, you know, for the weekend or during the week, just to your daily eating you do.
They're a one-stop shop for sure.
Yeah, they got everything, you know. So on the weekends, you know, we always go there, get a bunch of stuff for the carne asada and everything. Really good service. So make sure to hit them up. They're here in Pasco. And thank you to Futbolera again, too. So what other questions you want to ask, Oscar?
So, shows. What do you guys do for shows, and how much do you guys go to shows? Because I've seen you guys on Truck Wars, right? Mm-hmm. So is that the biggest show you guys attend here in the Northwest, or what have you been doing for shows?
For shows, well, Truck Wars this last year, 2019, was the first show this truck was there. Bagged. I made it to Truck Wars, that first one.
Yeah.
But it was still static, and it was still on the 22.
And it was, and the second Truck Wars was still working. Oh no,
Yeah.
you were there in the second Truck Wars, wasn't it?
Second Truck Wars.
Yeah, second Truck Wars, yeah.
And then you had that issue with the wheel, which you had to send back, and it took a while to get back. So then there was another more.
So
stuff
it's been to one show, which was the last 2019 one, and that's because, you know, we were like, oh fuck, are we gonna make it or not?
But this year you're planning to hit up a bunch of shows.
This year I want to hit up as many shows as I can. Want to go to California, but you know that's, you know, still in my wanting to, you know. Like,
So what's the
it'd
first
be
show?
pretty cool though to get out
What's the
there.
first show you're gonna hit up?
First show I'd hit up,
Probably the one here in
the
Kentucky.
one here in Kennewick.
Just double checking he was paying attention. Yeah, I mean, if you would have said something else, I don't know, you're close enough.
I think we are the first show here
Yeah, the first
around.
show.
I mean, I don't think there's anything else in March, and if there is, I haven't heard about
Yeah,
it.
there is. Well, there's little shows like hot rod shows mostly.
Oh,
That's
okay.
that's kind of one of those things.
Yeah.
But more like an open show, like
No open show. Yeah.
Yeah, because on this one we truly get everything. I mean,
Yeah,
Everything.
you do.
Were you there last year?
No, I was there. I think the first year.
Yeah,
There was a
but
lot
we,
of stuff.
We get everything. I mean,
Yeah.
we get lowriders, we get off-road stuff.
Yeah.
He'll be there this year.
Yeah, I'll be there this year.
So yeah, you're bringing this truck in.
Yeah, I'm gonna take mine. They're gonna take theirs too.
Yeah.
Are you bringing a booth by any chance?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
I
Well, let us know, because if it is, then we'll let everybody know. That way, you guys can stop by, say hi.
check out some of his work.
Yeah,
that'd be
and
good.
definitely. If you have any questions and inquiries, I mean, let us know. If you do plan on that, we would love to have you over there. Just gonna, I mean, you definitely have some work to show off so that
Yeah.
people can look at
And
it.
then people love seeing this kind of stuff, you know. Like,
Yeah.
I just to look at it, like, so we're gonna be posting pictures of all the builds on the trucks. So I'm sure a lot of you guys are familiar with them, social media. But if you haven't seen them, we're gonna be posting pictures of each
sometimes social media pictures.
Yeah,
they don't
I'm not
do
a
the
good.
justice.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I take
once you see it live,
pictures.
then
you're just like,
you see
oh,
when the airbags dropping. And earlier when we got here, it was like, it's like airbags all over the place, man.
There's nobody in the truck. They have their cell phones, and I
didn't even know you could do it.
or something. No, they're moving the truck. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm just looking at it. And they'll raise it up and lower it up. I'm like,
I didn't know you could. I didn't know you could do from the app.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool feature on Airlift that you can.
That's something new I learned.
And it's on your phone. The actual remote is on your phone.
and you can just mess with it.
Just mess with it right there.
That is pretty cool. I didn't know that about that feature.
So we'll see you guys in the March event, and then Truck Wars for sure.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
You guys are.
Yeah, hopefully all these shows for sure. The ones that you guys make for sure.
You guys are gonna be flexing pretty hard out there.
They're gonna be flexing pretty hard. I don't got a truck.
But you build them, so
Yeah.
that's being part of
You're
it.
gonna be the flexing the hardest out of everybody. What are you talking about?
I'm in the back. Like, I don't know what you're talking
You're
about.
like, where's Rico? He's
I'm like, I
talking
don't
to
know.
somebody for like 2 hours right there.
Yeah, that's kind of the
How
hard.
about a few line or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do we find you on social media, Rico? What's the best way to get a hold of you? Is it through Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, a cell phone? How do people get a hold of you?
I have a website.
Or a website?
I have a website. I have Instagram, Facebook, and then my website has my phone number, I believe, and my email.
So
The best way, just try to get a hold of me. Whatever way I guess works.
Sometimes I send you a message to Snap, sometimes through
Yeah.
Messenger, sometimes through here. Just
yeah,
everything possible.
and honestly, it's the one thing I'm having the worst trouble with is trying to get back to everyone. Everyone right now is trying to get something done.
Always spraying before the shows. Always everybody's trying to get something done.
Everyone's trying to get something
Always.
done.
I know a couple shows back when we were talking to the guys from Nowhere's Found. I know that they were trying to get a few trucks moving for race work. So the closer it gets, I'm assuming the busier you're gonna get. Trying to get everything dialed.
It's more of a crunch time. I'm assuming,
Yeah, that's the biggest thing, and I have current going on with other projects that I'm doing. So it's kind of one of those things. Trying to fit everyone is, I wish I could work on everyone's truck, but I can't. And then another thing, I'm a one-man show. There's a lot of people that like this stuff, but not a lot of people are invested in to try to actually to learn. It's hard to find good help. That's the biggest thing I've encountered.
So it's all you right there.
Yeah, it's the hardest thing.
So you want to get somebody in trouble, you get in trouble, or are we like, why do you do this stuff?
I yell at me.
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, I'm the only person, and I gotta go.
I'm gonna write you up.
Yeah, exactly. So
I'm gonna tell the boss right now, man.
It's kind of one of those deals. It's when I can fit in people. I try to be as respectful as I can, and I try to answer everyone, but sometimes I just can't do it because if I answer every phone call, I can't get anything done.
So do you have a project car?
Do I have a current one? Yes.
You do?
Yes.
What's your personal one?
I have a dually that I'm building. It's I think it's like an '87 dually.
What kind of truck?
It's a Chevy crew cab, and then I have something else in the works, but I'm gonna chill on that until it comes out. something that's way different than. It's a hot rod type thing, but it's bags and it's a lot different than what most people see.
So what are you doing with the Chevy?
Same thing. It's getting bagged and bodied. Building a full frame for it. It's getting a diesel. It's gonna be a tow rig.
Man, I've seen some sick tow rigs out there.
Oh yeah, there's a lot.
Decked out. I mean, they got all the bells and whistles these ones have, just in the bigger.
Bigger wheels.
Yeah, bigger everything.
Not bigger wheels. I plan on running semi wheels and stuff like that. There's certain looks that I like.
Semi wheels.
Yeah, but
something totally different for sure.
Yeah, but that's kind of one of those builds that I'm building as I can.
How far are you on that one?
I got it tore down and built a frame on CAD. And then that's about as far as I got because I still have everything else to do. Everyone else.
Too much projects.
It's a long-term deal.
Yeah, it's a long-term, kind of like my other build that I'm doing. That one's further along, but I'm gonna start all over because I bought it a certain way, and I'd rather build it myself than have said that I bought it.
Yeah, like I said, build not bought.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
Don't quite agree with that, but anyways.
So I was gonna read some comments here real quick. Somebody says, "Get up, fade live." Machine Brother Machine, man.
A haircut live, huh? This boy need a haircut.
Frito, aka Oscar.
Who said that?
Your wife, I think, or your sister. I'm not sure. Saludos todos, Pepito, de Matarratas. Saludos.
Saludos.
Varas Trucks. Ciudad Álvaro por ahí. Saying cheers with beers. Que no las quema acá. They said my evil's clean. Where's my episode? Yeah, so yeah, just thank you guys out there, for watching. This episode has a lot of people viewing. I've been looking at it, so it's going around. Thank you guys for the support. This is what makes these shows happen. And I think something pretty cool right now that we don't have nothing going on in winter. That's why we decided to do this,
Yeah.
So we can talk car stuff or truck stuff or just anything related to that. So we have this one, Seats I'm Chuy and Oscar, which is in English, and then we got Los Quince, which is in Spanish. We got a live band next week on that show. That should be pretty interesting. It's our first live band on the show, so
Yeah,
I don't know. You be taking a bottle or what?
Unfortunately, I'll be interested.
Yeah, so yeah, man. Like I say, these trucks are pretty cool. Been looking at them, since you've been building and been looking at pictures, been following the builds, and man, they're just like I say. That's do justice when you see them on pictures. You gotta see them in person.
Yeah.
You're gonna be seeing them there at the show and March 28th there at the park, the Columbia Park, and it's coming, man. February's here already. It's moving quick.
Don't forget, everybody that's watching, March
28th.
March 28th.
It's gonna be the spot.
Yeah. Pull up.
So another thing that I see here at your shop and on the trucks. So I see Tim Billet. What's that all about?
Well, Team Billet is from Cali and Houston, Texas.
Okay.
It's big over there. And well, obviously, you need big wheels and then bags to be a part of it.
Okay.
So
Not just anybody can show up.
Yeah, not
I want a
anybody-
sticker of Tim Billet on my truck.
yeah, you can't just go and buy the sticker, But after getting the trucks done, and then I always wanted to be like, I want to be a part of that team, one day, And then I told him, I was like, hey, well, look, check out my truck, what do you think, is it nice or? And they're like, oh yeah, that's just badass, dude. And they're like this and that. We wanted to get so much members out in Washington to have it more bigger, but for now it's just 3 of us.
You guys will be the first ones in Washington to be Tim Billet, right?
Yeah, the first one's in Washington, and it's only 3 of us.
Yeah, and then
So
we
far.
have Juan and his brother.
Yeah.
So far we got 5 Tim Billet in the Northwest, which is
Yeah.
it's cool. It's
So
growing.
who's here?
Me and then 2 more.
Who
So
are the other two?
And they're here. We're
3.
gonna bring him in right now so you guys can meet him.
Who's
Yeah.
the
Out there, camera shot.
One is Edgar, and the other one is Omar.
Yeah. So I personally never knew them because I seen the trucks, and the
They're
trucks were
missing in
everywhere,
action.
and I'm like, so who are the owners of the trucks? I don't know who these guys are. And then we got here and we met them. So okay, so you guys are the owners of the trucks.
So it's Edgar and who?
Edgar and Omar.
Okay, they're a little shy, but shout out to Edgar and Omar. They're brothers, right?
Yeah, they're brothers. They're 2
I
brothers.
almost thought they were twins. I'm looking at one.
Yeah.
of them. Wait a minute. But yeah, they're brothers. So they're building. What is the other one? It's 08 Chevy, the one outside.
It's 7.
07.
Yeah, it's
and
a
this
7.
one.
This is a 17.
Okay.
18.
18. So yeah, the 2 brothers building similar trucks, but one's 10 years difference. Yeah.
This one's it's practically a new truck.
Yeah.
It's pretty much bought it, took it from the dealership to the thing. Let's go do something done to this truck.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, not my idea of what I would do, but hey, you know what? If she can, more power to you. I mean,
different strokes,
especially
different
when these new. I mean, you got all of the new technology, and then you got all what's kind of new, what's on style. I mean, so you got the best of both worlds right there. You got all the technology that you need, and definitely the looks on it. So very, very aggressive looks. So anything else that you want to add for your shop wise?
I wasn't gonna put it finish there with the Tim Billet. So Tim
My
Billet.
I'm a little scattered brain, so I jump all over the place.
No, it just wants to be all the camera action there. No, just like so Tim Billet. So is there somebody that takes care of it, one person, or I remember back then because we know Yantero out there from Cali. They're part of Tim Billet. They're all over the place.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if I heard right because I think I had a few drinks on me. So I don't know if they told me that it wasn't really somebody that was in charge, but there was like quite a few people that were in charge or something. Like just like
here in Washington or
like over there.
Who do you?
So
who got you in?
I was talking to Juan at Truckwear. I told Juan, I was like, hey, what's up? Get us in the Team Billet crew, and he's like, oh, all right. He's like, I'll hit you up. And it took a couple months, and he was hitting me up. He's like, hey, well, I'm gonna get your stickers. And it took a little bit too, and then I was like, well, fuck, if he's probably not doing it, or he is, or he's just busy, And then I ended up hitting Del Carlos from Texas, and
So somebody in Texas.
Yeah,
a member in Texas. Which,
So he's, I think, and then I'm pretty sure he's the president
So,
right now he's
so
the
I'm sure they
one.
have like somebody in each state or
Yeah,
something,
yeah.
right?
They'll have like, and Team Billet has their own president, and then Texas has their own.
Because
Like that, you know.
you remember when we went to Oklahoma when we had the show in Oklahoma and Tulsa? They had some Team Billet guys there too. They
Yeah.
showed up with all these trucks with. I mean, the truck that was holding the truck had billets in
Yeah.
it, and then the other truck had billets.
Yeah.
And then, they had some badass bills out there.
Team
in
Billet
Tulsa.
guys, they don't play around.
Yeah, I mean, those guys.
Any
they're
truck
pretty
you
cool.
see, they'll be on Billet.
Yeah, if it says Team Billet,
Obviously, the name says it also.
yeah. So their trucks aren't. They're nice trucks. A lot of guys.
So what do you mean by the name says it all?
The name says it all. Billet wheel.
Okay, so
And then I got another thing. I was, so I'm always on social media. Not always, but most of the time.
I'm a little ignorant with the billet wheel. What do you mean by billet wheel?
So a billet wheel, essentially, they start out with the centers are actually billet. So what they do, they start out at a big chunk of aluminum, and then they're cut down into the shape of the wheel, and then depending on the wheel that's made, like for instance, intro wheels, they make it different styling. This Izzy's wheel is a two-piece wheel that's welded together, so it has a barrel and then it has a billet insert, the center. Where MTW wheels, it has the billet center, and then it's a three-piece wheel, so the hoops bolt together, and then you have like another, like Billet Specialties, they make the whole wheel out of a chunk of aluminum. So there's variations of it.
What's the cost on one of those on a whole billet wheel?
It depends the size.
It
It
just
depends the
depends.
size
Yeah,
and
the-
style.
The higher you go on size, the more expensive.
Say something like
I'm getting a 26 on a billet.
Like you'll pay like
Rough
close to like 6,000.
6,000 just for
Yeah.
the wheels.
If you're lucky, you get with tire. If you're lucky.
I went to Lit Shop and they said they don't have any other stuff.
Yeah, you're probably not gonna. It's not a
Yeah,
wheel you can get down at Les Schwab or Commercial Tire.
and talking about those things.
They
like
won't
I was
even put air in them.
saying-
They won't mess with them.
No?
No.
Why? Are there?
They don't want to damage them. They don't want to be responsible.
They don't want to be responsible for anything because the
They're
tire's
too-
too skinny.
Yeah, they're too expensive.
One time too, we were racing out in Spokane and we were with Omar, and then he had these wheels. He was gonna put new slicks on it to go race. So we went to this tire place and they freaking bend the wheel. And we're like, "Hey, you guys bend it?" Was like, "No, it was like that." We're like, "No, it wasn't like that." But it was like those Bellix. So I don't know, Bellic
Yeah.
wheels are really nice wheels too, and I mean, they're not cheap. So then we had to do with all that crap. But I know what you're saying. They don't want to mess with that. And I was saying I was like on social media and I'm always looking. Today I saw something somebody posted, and there's taste. Everybody has different tastes, right? I mean, nobody's gonna like the same thing. Just because somebody likes this doesn't mean somebody else will like it. So there's some wheels Estrada or something came out with,
Oh, I see those. Yeah.
and then but some guy had posted like, billets are played out. This is the new wheel, blah blah blah. But that was his personal opinion. But I'm like, I don't think that it's played out. Really, it's just whatever you choose to go with.
Yeah,
I mean, it's all preference. I mean, look at wire wheels on lowriders. They're still popular. They're the most popular wheel for a lowrider.
Shout out to our friend Eddie out there. Just seen some wheels he posted for his lowrider.
Yeah.
They look pretty nice, by the way.
So, like I said, it's just preference for probably is what it comes.
So
down
yeah,
to.
it's preference. That's what I'm saying. But why go out there and be like,
Yeah,
those
like-
wheels don't buy those no more. Buy this ones now.
Yeah.
More power to
People-
both companies they're selling the wheels.
I think
That's
the
just
one
preference.
thing about I've noticed about just any of the scenes is everyone is quick to judge about everything.
Oh yeah.
And the worst part is it's like, cool, just keep it to yourself. It's you don't got to be pushing out.
Negative.
Hey,
But you know what? That's with everything.
Yeah,
There's
it
always
is-
gonna be
it is.
people in everything that you do in life. People are always gonna have their own opinion and everything. I personally, excuse my language, I don't give a what
Yeah,
anybody
yeah.
says. We do our thing. It is what it is. I mean, if you don't like it, don't look at it. Do your thing. I mean,
Have you been in other clubs before, Team Billet?
Nah, no clubs, nah.
Have you ever got? I mean, you don't have to mention any names, which probably we shouldn't. But do you ever have any issues with any of the clubs out there, or any other?
Nah,
when you got out
no
there
issues.
yourself?
I like to
Cool
keep
about
it cool. I'm a pretty cool person. I like to talk to everybody.
You know-
I mean, just because you're from a certain club, you shouldn't be enemies with other clubs.
yeah.
Like you should all get along.
Everybody's
It's the
pretty
same
mellow.
hobby,
Yeah, exactly. Everybody's
Yeah.
pretty mellow. I mean, when you see truck wars, you see all the clubs talking to each other.
Yeah,
You know.
which is pretty cool because
That is cool.
I know we have asked before, said, hey, we need to get more security for the shows. We need to do this, we need to do that. We haven't had any issues, so hopefully that continues. But for the most part, I mean, everybody knows us, especially Chuy.
Chuy.
But for the most part, everybody knows us. They're pretty cool. They're respectful. They know we have rules to follow. They know that we have to do things within perimeters to keep it safe. But we haven't had any issues. So that's something that we really like in this community. That some people that are not involved in cars, they might think that they're out to no good or a gang or something like that. But we don't have that experience. Even from the events, we've been
they always been pretty good. So yeah, and then talking about that truck wars, we're working on a lot of stuff, a lot of new things we're gonna be working on for truck wars. So, we know it's gonna be, we're expecting to be a pretty good event. So we're in a few different new things there. So hopefully it's better for everybody, the entrance and just a bunch of stuff. So we've been working on it ever since like last month, been talking about it and making some moves. So it can be a better experience for all you guys when you come to truck wars, and it's, try to give you guys the best experience possible to come out there.
Yeah, we want to keep growing especially that show. It's kind of the one where you and I were talking before we came here. We went to get a drink before this, and we're going to talk, and I said, hey, we're looking forward to truck wars. I mean, we're looking forward to the new builds, see all the old friends that we have in there, and all the new trucks they're coming up with, all the different builds they have.
Yeah.
So everybody's very, very, very different. But what we're saying is, we got to keep working on it. We got to keep putting different items on that people can enjoy. Yeah. So we definitely work. It's a work in progress when it comes to truck wars, because we want to make it not only the best here in the Pacific Northwest, but like you said, we want to compete against anybody toe to toe, and we have the people. I mean, you guys are the people. All the clubs that we have out there, you guys are the one that make the event. So we want to put a good show for you guys, so you guys can come and enjoy it. And it's one of the few shows where you can have a few thousand guys with big egos and all get along. We all know that. All the guys with trucks, they're alpha males. I mean, they walk around like their sheds is coming out of they walk around, they get wide and stuff like that. But guess what? That's the beauty about this, that we all get along. So I definitely enjoy that, right? So. But anyways, a little announcement for truck wars in there.
Get ready, it's gonna be fun, and all the shows, not just truck wars, all of them. We're getting ready for it. It's gonna be really exciting this year. Anything else you guys want to add before we head out here, hit up some tacos or something?
Nothing that I could think of. Izzy?
Any shout out do you guys want to send out to any customers, friends, or anybody, especially on this area with the trucks and stuff like that?
Thanks for everyone that's supported me so far, and thanks for everyone that's watching. I can't do this without the people that want to do the trucks, and
Yeah, I mean, everybody out there supporting is what makes everything happen.
So I've been fortunate enough to have the right people behind me, and have the right people want me to build stuff for them, and that's all I could hope for. I have fun building the trucks. The fun part for me is actually building it, and it's great to see the customers enjoying it, because that's. At the end of the day, you want them to be happy with their build.
Yeah, look, he's smile with his truck.
I'm just trying to help. Like, the vision is all. That's where I'm at with it, and I'm fine with that. So.
Whatever you see, any shout outs for anybody?
Well, just shout out to everybody, for supporting, everything that's going on.
Yeah, everybody out in the
Northwest.
Yep. It's getting bigger and bigger. So, any shout outs for Easy Cuts?
Fuck, shout out to Izzy Cuts. Hit me up. Hit me up at the barbershop.
There you go.
Yeah, I do need one, man. Make an appointment right now. Ass. You need one for sure.
I don't know, but
should do a mullet or something for truckers.
That'd be cool to do. Yeah, I have curly hair.
We should do one. Let's do a challenge. Let's for truckers. We'll cut it to truckers. You done or what?
How often does he cut his hair?
Every week.
And when he has an event,
hey, every week in the winter. In the summer, it's like every 3 days.
It is true. I mean, he'll get it done like on Tuesday or something, and then on Friday he's freaking out because he hasn't got a haircut. I'm like, you just got a haircut. No, man, I gotta look fresh. But hey, whatever. So let's do a shout out to Team Billet. I mean,
shout out Team Billet. Shout out Team Billet in Cali, Team Billet in Texas.
All over.
And then
hopefully
it grows out here. We hope it grows out here so it could be more trucks.
And then we're going to introduce you guys with the other trucks you guys see on social media all the time.
So these are the other two guys. So Edgar and Omar. So which truck do you have? This one? So there's a 17 Chevy. You got a 2008, right? 2007 Chevy. Yeah. So these are the other two guys from Team Billet here in Washington State. Heavily modified trucks you're gonna be seeing out in Truck Wars. Truck Wars. Yep, that's the one.
Yeah, they're definitely good.
Yeah. So you come and check them out. Check out the trucks. Heavily modified. I mean, this black truck, like Rico was saying, it's a lot.
Yeah, you
of
look at
work
the bed and everything in
Yeah.
the back. It's pretty
I
cool.
mean-
Like I said, we're gonna take some pictures and show it. If you haven't seen it on social media yet, we're gonna show it to you guys.
This one has a fresh interior, right? Brand-
They all do.
They are.
Oh, yours
All
too?
three
Yeah.
of them do.
All of them.
Seats, yeah.
Yeah, custom work top to bottom. So they just came out of the shop. So come over, stop by. They'll be in the show here in Tri-Cities.
The 28th?
In the 28th on March. And then they'll definitely be representing in Truck Works with the Team Billet they represent. And also with Rico's Garage. So a lot more stuff coming up for Rico. And like I said, I know we mentioned at the beginning, Rico, it's does a little bit of everything, but his background is in hot rod, muscle cars. That's where his specialty is. And using that knowledge, he kind of moved into the truck scene because he knows how to do it. All he did have to do is just do a few different parts,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. It's the same knowledge. You just change a little
Yep.
up and got
Little
all the
bends,
same
a little,
thing.
yep. So again, if you got any work done and you need quality work, he definitely has the credentials to do it. He definitely has experience to do it. I mean, you're still good friends with your old shop, right?
Yeah, I'm still good friends with Rockets. You know, the owner is named Riley, and we're still great friends. I was actually over there this morning, you know, ordering parts.
Yeah.
I don't tend to burn bridges. I try not to.
Yeah, for everybody around the Tri-Cities, Yakima area, Moose Lake, Wenatchee, Spokane, no need to go out and looking out for everywhere for somebody that can do some
Yeah,
quality
here's
work.
somebody local.
We have here local. He, like I said, he has the belts and he doesn't have the knowledge to do it. And like I said, race car stuff. He loves doing a
I
lot
like
of
race
stuff.
car. I haven't had the opportunity to mess around with it as much as I would like to, but I'm all
We
for it.
might need a roll cage for ours.
I'm all for it.
And then just want to say, flyers for all the events are coming up. We are about to close our sponsors here probably by the end of the week. So if you guys are interested in sponsoring, make sure to hit us up in any way on social media, Racewars page, West Coast Shootout page, or whatever. Because we're going to start making the flyers already, so we can start putting them out and getting all that ready.
Yeah.
And just want to say thank you to our sponsors for this show again, Futbolera de Wenatchee, where you can find anything soccer related. You know, if you're a big Chivas fan or America fan or whatever, you hit them up, get your jersey on before the Clásico in March or April sometime, I think April.
Yeah.
Or any soccer shoes or whatever. And then you make sure to hit up Supermax here in Pasco to get all your groceries. I mean, like I said, the store is fully loaded with everything, your fresh produce. That day on my Snapchat, I was posting some cebollitas, and I was like, oh, una carne asada right now with some cebollitas, you know, would be really good.
I'm sure everybody's seen it.
So, by the way, Oscar needs to get a Snapchat. He's going to make one next week. I've been telling him this whole time. So, please send the pressure messages. Be like, Oscar, get your snap on. So
one more thing on the sponsorship. I know we say one more week. I'm gonna probably extend it to 2 weeks. That's just me. But anyways, a big thing. I only said if you want to get on it, we do have several shows. We have ATV Wars. We have DTP Race Wars.
in Yakima,
We have the show here in Tri-Cities.
Truck Wars,
We have Truck Wars. We have
Michelada Wars.
Michelada
It's
Wars.
going to be good.
And that's all local. We also have racing events. We have DTP Race Wars, and we have those few in Yakima. And then we also have coming soon, Woodburn
West Coast Shootout.
West Coast Shootout. So we're full. We have a full lineup event. We're very affordable. So anybody interested in trying to get their name out there, we're definitely kind of
promoting your business and
We're
stuff.
definitely the number one source for the Pacific Northwest.
If you're
East
into
for-
cars and stuff like
Yeah.
that, you know, it'll get around. And then, so everything's coming up, like you say, and getting ready for all those shows. So thank you very much for watching the Seat Time with Chuy, Oscar, Rico, Billet, Omar. Aquí andamos con
we
todos.
got, and we
Yeah.
have. Don't we have one more coming up soon?
Yes, next week we got Los 15 will be the Spanish show with
The live band.
Paso Firme.
Paso Firme.
There's gonna be live music. I'm sure some drinks. It's gonna be a good show. I'm excited. And then the week after that, we have another show out there too with Angie Weaver and a few other people talking about the Spokane track and other
Yep.
tracks.
They're gonna
You know why
give
it's
us-
important to support your local tracks. We
They're
have a
gonna give us
Renegade.
the download on
Yep.
on Spokane, and we'll
And
also talk
everybody-
about all the tracks.
All the race, yeah. So you know we're really happy as well with Derek from Renegade Raceware gave us an opportunity to help host race wars here
Yep.
in
Shout out to
Wapato.
Yakima.
So shout out to Renegade out there. Get ready for a big event this April 18 and 19. So thank you guys. We'll see you guys on the next show. Seat Time with Chuy and Oscar. See you
Peace.
guys later.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.